Hello everyone, B.R. Newman here with this month's Astrology Tarot forecast, consisting of this month's most relevant astrological transits, as well as a 3-card tarot spread drawn special for your astrological zodiac sign, everyone who shares your sun sign, or you could watch this for your rising sign as well. Follow this up with a trip to my website, IamHelios.com, and check out the Choose Your Own Tarot adventure, and discover where that leads you. Also, I highly recommend getting a reading with me, either tarot, astrology, or a combination of the two, to get really specific in the most useful way. Also, you may be aware I teach this stuff. Some courses are available. Some may be enrolling now, so check it out. So, here it is, Cancer, your 3-card tarot spread for the month of January 2018. In this, you have a central theme, or a snapshot of your current situation, and 2-dimensional timelines on either side of it. 2 doorways you could walk through. You could walk through one of these 2. And in order to make the decision that is best and truest to who you actually are, you want to most fully embrace this central theme. So this central theme is the 7 of Wands. All 7s in tarot are associated with a temporary obstacle that's placed before you that compels you and motivates you to build up enough potential energy to transcend it, so that when similar obstacles arise in the future, you effortlessly transcend them, perhaps without even noticing them. So as manifest through wands, or fire in this case, this is, it's courage. It's the will to carry on despite an apparent challenge. So there is some kind of challenge that you'll be facing this month, but what lubricates the whole process is your embrace. The process of you embracing this challenge, embracing it perhaps as something fun, something that you'll benefit from directly. If you acknowledge this as a perfect opportunity to learn precisely what you're capable of, thus getting you in touch with the truth of your being, then really there's nothing that this month could throw at you that would be catastrophic in any way, shape, or form. So considering that, these 2-dimensional timelines do in fact look quite promising. On the one hand, you have the primordial essence of fire as manifest through Keter, the first spherith on the Tree of Life. So this is just pure inspiration. This is acting from a place that's almost pre-thought, pre-analysis. It's just inspired action very directly. So considering that you have all fire here, all wands, this is clearly a time for action, for inspired action, whichever way you go. And considering the nature of Cancer, I would suggest that what you have here is a flip to the usual. In all of the ways that you perhaps have been internal, emotional, passive, and perhaps empathic and compassionate, experiencing life vicariously, this is much more direct. You'll have all of that happening quite directly, actively. So yeah, you have that on either side. On the one hand, of course, you have just inspired action for the sake of itself starting right now, and then on the other hand, you have the 8 of Wands. All 8s in tarot are associated with Hod on the Tree of Life, so this is action taken from acceptance or surrender. So there is first the contemplation, the intelligent analysis of the situation at hand, and that of course occurs through the central theme. That's of course through embracing the challenge, and then acting from that place of acceptance and surrender. So Hod as manifest through fire is actually obstacles being suddenly, swiftly swept away right before your eyes in a miraculous fashion. And that is precisely what you want. So you will feel motivated this month, as I suggested, to act from an inspired place. Inspired action, almost pre-thought, will be your inclination. But I highly advise that you have some thought, have some deep and patient consideration for the nature of this central theme. Truly, honestly, contemplate the reality of your situation. Look at the obstacles you're facing. Really examine, precisely what it is that is facing them as well, who you are, what the feelings are that arise in you when you face these obstacles. Perhaps this is something that you experience in a repetitive manner, something like a pattern that maybe you've outgrown. Well, now it's time to watch that external manifestation, the external reality, match the internal readiness to be done with it all. And so by taking a moment, and of course this is figuratively speaking, there's no telling how much time it's going to take, by taking a moment to reflect on the nature of the situation and really getting a firm and clear grasp on the truth of it, and then taking action, you'll find it much more beneficial. So what that will be is that your inspired action will be consciously, intelligently directed. One way you can look at this is considering the subject of surrender. So on the left-hand side, the Ace of Wands would be the process of surrender. You know, it's inspired action for the sake of itself. That's the process of surrender. Whereas the Eight of Wands on the right-hand side is action taken from surrender. So the surrender and acceptance has already occurred. And that's only possible by honestly acknowledging the truth of the situation, by embracing the Seven of Wands in your central theme, by embracing the harsh kindness of God, as some people call it. Nesach, as manifest through fire, is, you know, first acknowledging the challenge and then summoning the courage, the confidence, and consequently the means to do something about it. So this reading I gave you here sets the stage. To take this further, go to my website, IamHelios.com, and take the Choose Your Own Tarot adventure. With the context defined by this tarot spread in mind, this will take you through a much more elaborate tarot reading, and ultimately a fate card, and a very specific frequency that will help you bring out the best aspects of this fate card. That should be fun. For the most useful specifics possible, of course, contact me for a reading. So let's dive right into the good stuff. You might want to write down some of these dates. January 1st through the 2nd is the full moon. Now this is happening in Cancer at 11 degrees. This means completion, this means fullness, and in Cancer this concerns the home, family, compassion, and through these forces it can align you with your most authentic self. And then also on the 2nd you'll have Sun in Capricorn sextile Neptune in Pisces. This increases intuition, and it might actually send some insight through dream time. On January 3rd, you'll have Venus sextile Neptune in Pisces, and this might bring some romantic possibilities, so look out for that. When you combine the influences of Venus in Capricorn with Neptune in Pisces, you get this vast grasp on what is possible concerning matters of romantic fulfillment or sensual satisfaction being made manifest in a very tangible and practical way, so you might see this materialize before you as opportunities. So again, look out for that. On January 6th, you'll have Mercury in Sagittarius trine Uranus in Aries. So this could bring some really good news. It could bring the aha moment, some kind of epiphany. If some kind of greater level of clarity comes, start making plans, start developing strategies from this place. Also, I should add, this month is free of any retrogrades, so this is a wonderful time to start planting seeds and doing precisely as I had suggested. Start making plans, start implementing these plans, start operating actively from this place of clarity, from this new beginning, this launch pad here in January. It is a rare gift that we have the start of a new year free of any retrogrades, so please take advantage of this. It could be very fruitful, very profitable for you. Consider this fact also on January 8th, you'll have Mars in Scorpio sextile Pluto in Capricorn. This increases your powers of concentration and focus. It actually helps you to perhaps more practically and productively implement ideas, developing sustainable systems that work for you, systems that diligently operate on many dimensions in favor of the highest benefit possible for you. Then we come upon what we could call a zone of challenge between January 12th and 14th. On the 12th, you'll have Mercury conjunct Saturn in Capricorn. So both planets are in Capricorn, of course, and so this means that new information could come that could perhaps provide the incentive and the means to reevaluate your plans and shore some things up, tie some loose ends. And then on the 13th, you'll have Venus in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries. This could be where unexpected expenses come up, you know, and this could be also a continuation of that. Mercury in Capricorn conjunct Saturn in Capricorn on the 12th. Both the incentive and the means to start rethinking things, tying up some loose ends and getting really clear about everything. So it's actually an opportunity, one that offers a bit of a clue, a bit of a key or remedy here, with Venus in Capricorn sextile Chiron in Pisces, also on the 13th. Intuitively guided beautification or aesthetic alignment in favor of spiritual inspiration, you know, beautification done with the intent to bring about new inspiration, new insights, and so on. You might find that a little can go a long way. It's probably pretty important to take advantage of that opportunity on the 13th, because on the 14th you'll have Sun in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries, and this can bring about a kind of disturbance or distraction, something that shakes you up slightly, perhaps temporarily blurring your vision, so to speak. So it's nice to have something to fall back on. On the 15th you'll have two things going on, Sun in Capricorn sextile Chiron in Pisces, and Jupiter in Scorpio sextile Pluto in Capricorn. So considering the combination of these two transits, it's pretty clearly implied that the disturbance occurring on the 14th would be slightly inconsequential and may in fact serve to the greater glory of your vision and your intent and your purpose, as these two transits do in fact bring a little more light, a little more clarity. You could attract some help, you could find yourself motivated to work hard and find that that work pans out immediately. So take advantage of that. Now that you know this is occurring, you can deliberately do so. Deliberately put some extra time aside, a little more focus, a little more energy into something, and it should go further. I suspect you will have learned something by this point, perhaps something about the quality of your own character, that will compel you to more confidently apply yourself to the task at hand, leading you into the new moon on January 16th. Now this is at about 27 degrees in Capricorn, very powerful moon. It's conjunct Pluto and Venus, offering transformative potentials in love and money and finances, resources, and sensory pleasures, etc. It's sextile Jupiter, which just brings it all to the nth degree, makes it more possible, more expansive. It's sextile Mars, bringing greater focus, attention, action, a tendency to do rather than to not do, to act rather than not act, and make something profitable, make something work, see something through rather than passively observe or drift by. Sextile Chiron, which may compel someone to help you, to lend their hand to your cause. But lastly, it is also square Uranus, which brings about something completely unpredictable, a kind of wild card, some element of this, some edge to this new moon that you will not be able to foresee. But this may actually be to the benefit of the rest of the transits, considering how powerful they are, how numerous they are. They're likely to define the context and the setting, and this unpredictable element, you could say, may actually just be icing on the cake. It may be entirely beneficial to you, but it will be something that you don't expect. There is some element of the unexpected. If you take it on willingly and accept it and embrace it, it'll be much less likely to materialize in an abrasive or uncomfortable manner. This will lead right into Mars and Scorpio trine Chiron in Pisces on January 18th, and this could compel you to look deep within yourself for the purpose of unification, perhaps finding ways to reconcile differences between contradictory facets of your existence, seeking and hopefully finding profound meaning as a kind of common denominator between many aspects of yourself to give you purpose and focus. And then on January 24th, you'll have Mercury conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Look for an opportunity to take action. It should be quite clear. If you are meant to take action at this time, you'll feel it. So act on that. Present something, launch something, start implementing something. Follow your heart, be cautious, but don't overthink things. In any case, it's likely to be a very powerful period. On January 25th, you'll have Mercury in Capricorn sextile Jupiter in Scorpio. If you want your voice, your message, your vision to be clearly heard and seen and understood, this is the time to speak. Communicating very clearly on this date can help tremendously the nature of these next few transits, most notably Mercury in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries. New, perhaps unexpected information could come in that might confuse you or those you are working with, but if your foundational intention and vision were adequately conveyed and articulated beforehand, then this potential for confusion shouldn't derail anything. Just keep up the momentum, keep working, keep your vision clear, because this month closes out with a full moon lunar eclipse on January 31st. This is occurring in Leo. You can expect a sense of completion, fruition, the culmination of all of your efforts. This potential is very unlikely to go unnoticed, occurring in Leo. It's likely to be beautiful, dramatic, extravagant, very inspiring, so make sure you notice it. Make sure you make it conscious. Whatever happens at the end of this month, embed it in your mind. Remember it. It could serve as a source of inspiration for a long time to come. This will bring with it a powerful surge of energy. The conscious application of your intent will keep this within the realm of the beneficial. Watch it carefully, not to control its manifestation, but to align it with the truth of your being. Don't forget about it and thus make it random. Make it conscious, make it deliberate. So align this potential and all potentials this month with the truth of your existence, found at the core of the heart of your being, your most authentic self, perhaps first glimpsed at the first of the month for the first full moon, bringing this all around full circle.